Drone technology is advancing fast, with some companies using them to deliver food and coffee to your door. But one trial has rubbed these neighbours the wrong way, saying the noise of the machines is driving them crazy.
I ran out here waiting for it. When it actually comes over the house and delivers, it's still something to run out and watch.
You're watching a real-life drone delivery trial taking place right here in Australia.
Baker's Delight's most popular item with the wing delivery system has been our cheese and bacon rolls and cheesy nights.
Real companies delivering real products to real people, according to these slick promotional videos on the drone company's website.
I had my grandchildren here. It turned out to be quite a hot day. Looked at my sunscreen, it was out of date. Ordered sunscreen for them, 7 minutes and it was here.
But one neighbour's convenience can be another's bone of contention.
I think it's a farce. It's not really a trial.
Yes, Neville is going nuclear on this drone delivery trial in his neck of the woods. Nev's nightmare? Noise. You see, what's not included in the promo videos is the actual sound these drones make when they arrive with a delivery. Take a listen.
They sound like an F1 racing car. NASA actually did a comparison with a whole lot of noises from cars, trucks, other sources and drone noise came out as the #1 horrible worst noise. And that's what we have to put up with every time the drones go over our heads.
But how can this be? These promo vids feature beaming Aussie faces purring with delight at a flying cheese and bacon loaf from Baker's Delight, sunscreen from Chemist Warehouse, or munchies from the local Mexican joint being delivered in a matter of minutes.
His Mexican meal, gluten-free, fully delivered, that's the convenience.
God. You asked me how it makes me feel. Yeah, angry is a word. It's, very, very distressing. It is very distressing to me and the family and everybody else who gets to experience it.
Robin says these damned drones aren't just upsetting people in the leafy Canberra suburb of Benithan, where the trial began 6 months ago.
The neighbourhood before was really very peaceful. We've got a pond not too far from here, a lot of wildlife, lots of birds, and they've all left since the trial has started.
Mind you, this feisty feathered friend didn't fly the coop without having a crack at the propeller pest first. The drone delivery trial is being run by a Google spin-off company called Wing. And these aren't your typical drones. They measure more than 1 metre long and have 14 propellers. So far, they've buzzed their way to more than 2,500 homes in the nation's capital.
It's a long list of things.
Residents against the trial are not only concerned about privacy, but also safety, given our civil aviation laws have heavy restrictions on where most drones can fly.
They've all been waived for Project Wing and for this trial, otherwise the deliveries couldn't go ahead. And our point is, if the safety requirements are good enough for everybody else who wants to fly a drone, why should this project, why should these deliveries have different safety rules to everybody else?
Wing says it uses an unmanned traffic management platform, much like air traffic control, to avoid collisions. But could this company, backed by Google, pave the way for ordinary Aussies to make deliveries using their own recreational drones? Well, technically, yes, as long as there's no risk to people, property, or other aircraft.
We're also going to touch on airspace.
And there's no better bloke to teach us the ropes than ace aviation drone pilot trainer Charles Chow.
We're going to teach you how to identify all your controlled airspace.
Charles has offered me a one-on-one session. After an in-depth tutorial on aviation rules and regulations, I'm ready to take to the skies, behind the controls of this supersized drone, which looks more like a Victor lawnmower. I might feel like Maverick, but like most Aussie part-timers, I'm more of a goose.
Steve, don't worry, we're going to start you off with a small one. This one here we're going to do your first flight on.
While getting airborne is one thing, backyard drone users have well and truly had their wings clipped by aviation authorities thanks to accidents like these.
penalty could be fines up and above beyond $10,000 and can be as long as 5 years imprisonment for not doing the right thing.
A Sydney operator copped an $800 fine for smashing his drone into the Harbour Bridge a couple of years back. Another drone pilot disrupted aerial firefighting efforts in Tasmania this Christmas. And then there's the recent turbulence in the UK, with drones hovering near Gatwick Airport, disrupting more than 1,000 flights. On Christmas Eve, our Civil Aviation Security Authority, CASA, said it's going to crack down on drone operators, particularly around airports.
There's no reason why we should fly around the airport. There's plenty of airspace out there that's non-controlled, as long as you stay low.
Large drones like this one used for crop spraying have built-in security systems, preventing them from flying near airports or above certain heights where they could bring down an airliner. But Charles Chow says even much smaller drones have the potential to cause a catastrophe, and the onus is on the operator to know drones' do's and don'ts.
In Australia, the rules are under 120 metres above ground level. You got to not fly closer to 30 metres to anyone that's not involved in your operation. You must control only one drone at a time. Stay during daylight unless you have approval to fly at night. There's a lot of perks from becoming a licensed pilot and enable you to get those necessary approvals and insurance to in place.
The drone industry in Australia is literally flying. It's now worth more than $3 billion, thanks to recreational pilots and commercial outfits such as Wing's business-to-home delivery trial in Canberra. But that's hardly music to Robin's ears, who's feeling the drone buzz for all the wrong reasons.
I would say please leave immediately and don't come back ever. Thank you.
Well, Wing declined to be interviewed before the end of their trial, but did send us a statement that can be read in full on our homepage.